Hey everyone, welcome back to Bots and Bevs, our new web series where we talk everything automation and share some of our favorite beverages. This week I sit down with Deepica Singh where we're going to discuss machine learning and document understanding. Hope you enjoy the episode. All right, welcome back everybody to Bots and Bevs, our ongoing video series about everything RPA. Once again, I am Mike Gray, CTO of VerticalApps, and today I'm very lucky to have with me Deepica Singh, one of our lead architects on RPA. Cheers, thank you for being here.
Cheers, Mike.
I'm going to taste this early, we'll talk about it later. That is very, very good.
I'm glad you like it.
It's good. All right, let's start like this. How about you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I've been with VerticalApps almost more than 3 years now, where I started my RPA and document understanding journey. Prior to that, I've been in the tech industry for almost 10 years, although I don't like to count the number of years.
What we're going to do today, the topic we're going to cover today is actually going to be machine learning. Are you ready for that?
I'm so ready for that.
All right. So for this interview, you're going to pretend like just speak to me as though I'm a government PM, one of our customers. All right?
Perfect.
Okay, let's start off real easy. What is ML and why is everybody talking about it?
So machine learning, for the longest time we thought like it's a thing of the future. It's in movies, the Jetsons, whatever you want to name it.
Yep.
But it's here now and it's happening everywhere that we look, right? It's the buzzword. It's a big thing that everyone's interested in. To start off with the basics, what is machine learning? It is basically taking what is known, understanding the cause and effect relationship of the outcome, and understanding the factors that lead to that outcome. So kind of whittling it down a little bit further, going back to like middle school, where we learned that X affects Y.
Okay.
Right? Like any changes in X are going to affect changes in Y.
Yep.
In simple programming coding, we have logic. If X happens, we need Y to happen. Now let's take it up a notch and say that now there are going to be variations to X, different ways that it's going to present itself, but we still want Y. That's not going to change.
Okay.
That's where we're starting to kind of go into the ML world, because we're now no longer making a clear one-to-one distinction, but rather taking inferences and making predictions on what this Y needs to be.
Wow.
That's really why the term predictions and accuracy and confidence and all of these terms sort of have started coming out more and more, is because in the machine learning realm, it is understanding what's the best way to make a determination or a prediction based on what's given.
Why does this matter for the government?
That's a great question. So it's a huge challenge for the government right now. The federal CIO just came out and said that 2% of federal forms are digitized. 2%. So it's not enough at all. So that's costing them billions and millions of dollars per year. We need machine learning to make document understanding better.
Okay, what is document understanding?
That's a great question, Mike. So really just as the name says, document understanding.
Okay.
It is our computers or our machines understanding the lay of the land when it comes to papers, forms, documents, what say you. So let's pretend you, as a human, you've come across myriad of papers, right? Like from tax forms to medical records to immigration forms. Even when you start a new job, you have some sort of usually standardized documentation you need to complete.
Yep.
Because you have this wealth of experience and knowledge from your past to be able to look at a form and right off the bat say, hey, this is a tax form, we essentially need to have the computer, our machines, be able to do that.
Do the same thing. Okay.
Because we want faster processing over time, right? So with the help of machines, we take the burden a little bit off of the human, which is going to be us. So the computer understanding what it's looking at is really what document understanding is. Then it's able to extract data and so on and so forth.
Okay. All right. So I get it. So I kind of understand what ML is. I get what you're saying about document understanding. How do the two relate? What does that mean?
They kind of go hand in hand if you really think about it, right? Because machine learning is understanding trends with data and making predictions. Document understanding sets us up in a way to not only implement that, but to make those predictions even better. So let's start off like this. We have a form, and usually these forms are scanned forms. So now they're images. Yep. A computer is not going to be able to take a look at the image and right off the bat say, without some sort of training component to it, that this is a tax form, or this is a onboarding form, whatever it may be. So that first piece that really kind of applies or is applied is optical character recognition. So
Heard of that?
OCR, right?
Yeah.
It's a great thing. But really what it's going to do is take our image and convert it into a machine readable format.
Okay.
So now the machine is able to go ahead and extract all of the words and terms and et cetera, off of it. And we have the repository of information.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we have that, we can make any sort of determinations from here on forth.
Wow.
Let's say the first step now is going to be, we want the computer to make a determination on what kind of a form it is.
Yep.
Let's say we've got a tax form. So based on the terms that are removed and extracted from OCR, the computer can go ahead and say with a certain degree of confidence that, hey, I think this is a tax form, like a 1099, for example.
Mm-hmm.
That is sort of the identification, classification aspect of document understanding.
Okay.
Then you go the next level. Okay, great. We have the form. We know what it is, but we actually want the data that's present in there to do whatever it is that we need to, whether it's going to go into an application, whether we want to follow trends with the data, whatever that end result or end goal may be, we have the data present for it. That data that's been extracted by the computer, usually we want some sort of a human to validate that that data is accurate.
Yep.
Human in the loop component. So with that, now what we're going to be doing is we have the predicted results that was retracted from the computer. Now we also have the actual results that was validated by a human, because a human user putting in their input with their expertise and their knowledge is second to none. Following so far?
I am. I mean, holy it sounds a lot like Inception.
Yeah.
Because what you're telling me is it's like, all right, so we got the data, the computer's getting the data off the form, knows what the form is.
Yep.
The human is correcting where the computer messed up.
Yep.
Computer's getting smarter. Next time doesn't make that same mistake.
Yep.
And we're getting better and better.
That is that feedback loop that you're talking about.
Man, that's pretty cool.
So because we have a human validating and making corrections where needed, we don't want to let all that time and energy and effort go to waste. So with that feedback loop that you just talked about, we're able to make those models better. So over time, we're not relying on the humans as much. And the end goal here is that the humans can focus on more critical business tasks that they're well equipped to do with their experience and knowledge, and the computer can do the mundane sort of repetitive tasks, which is how document understanding falls under the world of RPA.
I mean, this sounds actually really, really cool. I love it, but I do have to know, what happens if we screw the model up and it's just wrong? Then what?
That is a question of the time, if I really have to be candid, right? Because how do we know that we're not inadvertently training these models to have bias, right? Like we as humans, as much as we don't want to be biased, we tend to become in a certain way.
Sure.
Same way, when we have a model getting data, there are tendencies that we can inadvertently introduce bias to it, but we're going to have to discuss that at our meetup.
So you promised me that we'll discuss that at our upcoming meetup this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Let's get to my favorite part of these videos, because my first sip was awesome.
That's a good step.
It looks like a really pretty drink. What the is this?
This is the most refreshing summer drink. It is a summer rosé sangria, but with a twist. It has a Pinot rosé, red wine, just like models. They get better over time.
Ah,
So we have a little twist.
I love it. That's awesome. Well, thank you again so much for being here and sharing your knowledge with us.
Absolutely.
It was very informative.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for having
And thank you guys for watching. This is great.
me. Cheers.
Let's go.